Hi everybody. Um, I never could do what I wanted to do for you guys because I couldn't get my apple peeler to work. I bought new blades for it and I don't know, it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do to peel. It was messing up with the apples and I really feel like that it's just too old. So anyway, what I'm doing this morning is I'm peeling some apples that I was wanting to do, and I'm going to cook them this morning in an iron skillet. Now this is the way that I make my apple filling for my pie too, when I make my pie a certain way. So I'm going to show you how to cook these apples, and also you will be able to just eat them cooked and also use them for a pie filling. Oh, the sun's shining today and it looks so good, and it's not real cold, but I do think we're supposed to get a snowstorm in a couple of days. I'm still out here in Kansas, and I've been waiting for my granddaughter to come here that lives in Virginia, and they had some bad things going on. Her fiance had COVID, his mom had COVID, his dad had COVID, and the baby, Grayson, had COVID. And Gabby had her vaccination, but the rest of them hadn't. And I was worried about her getting the vaccine because she was nursing the baby. And he did get it, but he got it really mild. So I think that it helped for her to have that. But we also had some bad news out of that because Hunter's mom passed away and didn't make it from the COVID, and we were all very upset and sorry about that. And anyway, like I said, we've been waiting for Gabby to get home to celebrate Christmas with her, and I didn't want to go back to Kansas City yet because I wanted to see her and the baby especially, and I don't think Hunter's gonna be able to travel, but anyway, I wanted to see her and the baby, and so I may be here for a little while longer. That's why I've stayed so long. And I'm sorry that the Chiefs didn't win their game last night. I was sure rooting for them, and it was a good game, but you know that you can't win every time. And the Bengals hadn't won for a while, and they were so sincere in their happiness for getting it, for winning, and not like just bragging or anything. They were really thankful that they won. So it was a good game, and so we watched that last night, and so anyway, this morning I'm going to fry up these apples, and then I'm gonna do one other thing this morning for you. And I'm gonna start slicing these. I'm getting them peeled. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, I've got several apples peeled up. I'm gonna peel just a few more, so I don't want you to have to sit here while I'm just peeling apples, but I'm gonna show you how many I have peeled. And now I'm gonna go ahead and slice these like this. so they'll be in slices, and they'll cook up faster. They'll just be in little slices like this. And I'm going to do a few more, but it doesn't take long to do this. If I would have done this and my apple peeler would have worked, what it does is it peels the apple, it cores the apple, and it spiral slices the apple and when you get done, all you have to do is cut the apple in half and take that apart, and your apples are already in slices, which makes it really, really quick and fast. But I'm not able to do that today because of my peeler not working, but I may have to just break down and get another peeler. Not very happy with it. This is what it looks like. And there are some that clamp onto the thing, but this cores the apple and spiral peels it, and this part slices it. And I do have a new blade here. The new blade that I got for the core didn't work either, so I don't know. I think I just need a new apple peeler. But what I've done most with that was peel potatoes, because I had carpal tunnel back years ago, and it bothered me. I couldn't feel anything with my fingers. And I did have surgery on that, but I liked peeling the potatoes with that apple peeler so well that that's what I always did. And boy, you could zip that around really fast and get those potatoes peeled. And then all you had to do was maybe take off the end of it, the end of the potatoes, and cut out if there was any bad spots in it. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and slice these apples and get these ready for the skillet, and then I'll get back to you, okay? Another thing before I go, I wanted to tell you about your iron skillets. When you get done using them, you need to get you a brush that's made for cleaning the iron skillets. And you put it under hot water and scrub it with this brush. When you get done, you put it back on the stove top, turn your burner on, and let it get really hot, and put a little olive oil in there. And then let that get hot, and take a paper towel and rub that oil all around your skillet. And let that get hot, and then leave the skillet oiled up, take it off the heat, let it cool down, and then I keep mine on top of my counter at home. You can leave them in the oven. If you have an oven drawer, you can put them down in there or wherever you want to, but I do not. I wipe the excess oil out, but I leave it oiled up. That keeps them from rusting. You should never use soap in your iron skillets. That takes away from the natural taste, and that takes the seasoning off of the skillet. So remember that if you use iron skillets. And iron skillets, I hardly ever have anything stick to them. But if you do, you just run them under hot water and use that brush on them. And or a steel wool pad or whatever, but I've never had one get that bad. I've used the steel wool on them to get rust off of them. Like if you find an old iron skillet somewhere, or somebody don't want one and it's got rust on it, always, if they want to give it to you, take it. And you can clean it up like brand new and re-season it. And keeping that oil in the skillet is what makes it keep from rusting. So anyway, I just want to tell you that real quick. I'm going to get off, slice these apples, then when I get them in the skillet, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Alrighty, see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. And I've got these apples all sliced up. I've got the butter in the skillet, and I'm going to put some brown sugar in there. I have sliced up I think there were 6 or 7 apples. That's what I usually use for a pie. And so I'm gonna finish melting this butter. Stir the brown sugar all in real good. Then I'm gonna add the apples. I've got my heat on medium because I didn't want to burn the butter. And I don't have quite a whole stick of butter in there, but I may have to add some more. And the apples that I'm using are Yellow Delicious. That's my favorite apple, and that's what I use for everything. I do not like Granny Smith. My children do, some of them, but I don't. I don't like Red Delicious. Try to use them, but these are my favorite apples, and this is what I use. This is what I use. Whoops. That's just exactly what I didn't want to happen, was my camera to fall into my skillet. So anyway, I'm going to turn the heat up, and we'll start cooking these. Stir them up. I want to get them all, and guess what? I missed one. I want to get them all coated in the brown sugar and the butter. And like I said, I may have to add some more butter. Okay, now I've turned the heat up, and it's getting to boil real good, and then I'm going to turn it back down. I don't want the butter to... I'm going to turn it back down to medium. Oh, does this ever smell good? And I'm going to let these cook for a little while until they get done. And then I will be back to show you what they look like. And this filling that will be done is also exactly what I use in my pie when I make a certain type of pie. This is my pie filling. Now, sometimes if I'm making a different kind of it's always apples, what I'm talking about, but if I make my other pie my other apple pie, I make several different kinds. But I make another one where I just slice the apples up and put it in the crust without cooking them, and I bake it in the oven. And anyway, I'll show you one of those one of these days, and then I'll show you what I do with the one that I have the cooked filling. So I'm gonna hop back off for now, and then I'll be back to show you what the apples look like, and you can just eat them in a bowl like this, and they're really, really good. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, we've got the apples done, and they are delicious. I had added half a cup, I believe it was half a cup, yes, of brown sugar is what I put in here, and about 3/4 of a stick of butter. I didn't add any more butter, but I did add about another 1/4 a cup of brown sugar to the apples. And this is what they look like. And they are delicious. They are delicious. They are Yellow Delicious. So anyway, I'm going to turn these off. I'm going to give Hadley a bowl of these to eat. And Jordan, if she wants some. I'm going to clean my skillet out, and this is a brush that I'm going to use to brush the skillet out with when I clean it. And then I'm going to make something else in here. I'll be back. See you later. Bye-bye. Okay, I just decided to hop back on here for a second and show you. I've got a little bowl of apples, and I've added some walnuts. You could add the walnuts in the skillet at the end of the cooking time, close to the end, and heat them up in there if you wanted to. But also, you can add some cinnamon to this, and if you wanted to. We like ours just like this with brown sugar and butter. And I'm going to taste this little bite here. Y'all, delicious apples have such a good flavor anyway. I just think they're the better apple, and a lot of times they're hard to find. I don't know why, but and then the walnuts in there make it taste even better. So good. Anyway, I just wanted to get back to you and tell you how wonderful they are. And hope you try these if you haven't done your apples this way. And the iron skillet makes them taste even better because it has that seasoning when it's been seasoned, and you cook in it all the time, and you clean it like I told you. It makes the food have such a much better taste. The iron skillets are wonderful. Anyway, I'll get off for now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Okay, I am back, and I'm going to do one more thing, and I'm going to make some skillet rolls. And I'm going to use the iron skillet that I used for the apples. And I cleaned it with a brush, dried it out with a paper towel, put oil in it, put it on the burner, and turned the burner on and let that get hot. And now it's ready, and I have greased the skillet with about 2 tablespoons of butter. Yes. Now, I've also started this because it had to set for 15 minutes in this mixer. This is 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of water, warm water. This has 2 tablespoons of yeast, which I use the bread machine yeast, okay? Then it has 1/3 cup of sugar or oil, corn oil, or vegetable oil in it. You can use corn oil, vegetable oil, whatever you prefer. It has 1/3 cup of that, and it has a 1/4 cup of sugar in it. And I had to let that set for 15 minutes in the mixer, and now it's all bubbling up. Could you tell that it was all bubbling up? Okay. Now, the next thing that I have to do is add flour. And I'm going to add 2 cups of flour. And I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoon of salt. I didn't beat it first, but that's okay because it's getting beat up really good. And we've got, looks really good. we've got one more cup of flour to add. One more cup of flour.
Add 2 cups.
What's the total?
Three and a half.
3.5. So I have to add another cup and a half of flour. This is a real quick recipe. You only have to let this raise one time before you put it in the oven, and then it goes right into the skillet in little rolls. How many rolls does it make? It's going to make it's 12 rolls.
Yep.
And they have to double. They have to raise in the skillet until double. And I'll time that and see how long it took. And when I come back on, then I'll tell you. Okay. So I'm going to get all this dough off the beaters. You want to put this in the sink for me, darling?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need you again to move the mixer back. And I gotta get all this out of here. Whoops. Maybe a rubber spatula. I'll tip this up so you can see the dough. I'm going to try to get the dough all out of here. Put some flour on my hands. I'm going to get it moved over. Do you want to hold the camera down so that... I'm just trying to get it all away from the edge of the bowl so I can make rolls. Maybe if you brought your a chopping board over here and I could put flour on it.
Okay.
And that way I can measure them out better so I know they'll be more than all the same size.
You want this wooden one?
I don't think I do because of I don't want to get flour down.
Not this one?
Yeah. I'm going to put some flour on the board here a little bit. I don't want much. Now, I'm going to roll this out. I'll cut this in half. And I need 6 rolls out of that and 6 rolls out of this. And I think I got this one bigger than that one. So, 1, 2, 3. They look pretty big. Look pretty big. This is just a quick way to do a yeast roll. If you want something quick, then I'm going to roll these up. Jordan, if you want to, is that skillet's not hot, is it?
No, do you want me to?
Yeah, bring it over here. I should kind of tip that up so they can see I've buttered all of that. Okay. We're going to let this raise till double, and then when it gets double, we're going to put melted butter on the top of it. That's not 12 rolls.
No, they
That's
all need
6.
to be.
No wonder they were so big. That's only 6. Duh. So I will divide these in half. 1.
Could just make
No wonder they were
really
looking
big
so
ones.
big to me. I can't count. I need to go back to school. I need to go back to school. All right, now we're cooking with gas. I don't need to brush the tops like this is what I do when I'm making biscuits. But I don't need to put anything on the top of them because after they raise, I will be putting melted butter on them. This one looks a little skimpy. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit off of that one and add to this one. It didn't look a little shy. We're going to cook this on 400, right?
Yep, we're preheated.
And we're going to bake it for till it's nice and brown. We're going to bake it till it's done. And then we'll butter it again. Okay, so I'm going to set this on top of the stove.
You didn't send me that part.
And you want to just set it over there. And we're going to let that raise till double. And then I will come back and we'll butter it. We'll butter all the rolls. And we'll put them in the oven. And we will bake them.
You didn't send me that part.
It's on the top. Yeah, it's on the bottom. It's not on the bottom.
It just says to shape.
Oh,
shape them into 12 balls and let rest at room temperature. That's it.
Okay, I didn't. I cut it off. Okay. Well, we're gonna bake them, and when I come back, I'll tell you how long we baked them. And after we get them baked, we're gonna put some butter on them. And I have a feeling that Jordan's going to put butter on one and put some apple butter on it. That's what I have a feeling. So we'll be back to show you that in a little bit. But they will bake at 400 degrees. Alrighty, see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back because I wanted to show you how much the rolls have raised. And we're going to put melted butter, brush on the tops of them. And we found out how long we have to bake them, 12 to 15 minutes. So we're going to put the melted butter on top, and then we'll bake them, and then I will get back to you in 10 to 15 minutes. But I wanted to show you somebody. Can you say hello? This is the dishwasher. Hadley, can you say hello? Huh? Can you say hello to everyone? Look, I guess I wasn't showing you. Am I showing you? Yeah, I am. Hey, say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Say, I'm the dishwasher.
I'm the dishwasher.
I love you, Hadley. Look at Mamaw. Love you, little girl. Psst. Hey, say hi. Wave.
Hadley.
Wave.
And do you know how to...
You got donut on your mouth.
Mama's talking to you.
You got donut on your mouth. Okay, I'm going to get off. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back in a little bit when we get them out of the oven. Hadley may want to eat one, too. I just had to come back and show you how much more they've raised up. And I don't think they've been in here too much longer than 30-some minutes. Anyway, I've got the tops buttered, and I'm getting ready to put them in the oven. See you in a little bit. Okay, I had to put them back in the oven because one of these little middle ones was not done in the middle. It was still doughy. Ouch. Ooh, now they're really hot. And I baked them over 20 minutes. I'm gonna break that one open. I know these on the outside are done. Yeah, it's done. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want no dough, and it was a little doughy when I first took them out. And so I'm going to shut the oven down, and we're going to do another video here in a little bit and show you what we're going to be making for supper. So you might want to check back in with another video. And when Jordan had to run and pick Claire up from school, and whenever she gets back, I'm going to let her taste one of them rolls. So I'll be back. See you in a little bit. Hello, we're back. I just took them out of the oven. They've been in there for 14 minutes. I'm going to take them out and see if they're done. Let Jordan taste one. Be right back. Okay, Jordan is buttering her a roll. You going to put anything else on it?
I'm going to put some apple butter on it.
Oh, that looks really nice and raised up good. I hope it's still moist and not dried out, because I did have to bake it a little longer. This was a really quick way to make dinner rolls, I'll tell you.
It was really fast. Okay, here we go.
Here she goes. Is it moist?
It is. And it's soft.
How does it compare to my normal dinner rolls that I bake? Does the taste
Pretty similar, yeah.
good? Because this is so much easier.
It's a really similar taste.
And I'll tell you, that mixer that I use is wonderful because it's a bread, definitely for breads. I mean, it's for other things, but it's the best bread mixer. I just love it.